guys, Eric here with another quest request. This time I'll be taking on the Minotaur's quest. Okay, so this quest gives us a Stone Sword, Spirit Walk, Cyclone, and the Stampede racial ability. This quest is demanding that we do our damage at melee range. So all of these skills, Spirit Walk obviously requires I get real close to do any damage. Cyclone is an area of effect around me. And Stampede, of course, is as melee as it gets. The Stone Sword is fantastic for cleaving through large areas. It can also get really good attack range if you level it up. I think the sort of straightforward way to build this is probably to just build around your weapon. But you could also build around Cyclone and Spirit Walk as damage sources. So let's just see how the items shake out. Should also look at who I'm going to kill. So slay Sepicles is the objective. And so for this quest, it's important to keep in mind that the final battle is going to be up against Sepicles, who is himself a meleeer. And he's probably, I don't know, depending on your loadout, he's one of the scariest guys to fight at melee range. So I might try to focus on my skills just because I can use like Cyclone against him as sort of disruption and Spirit Walk to run away. We'll see. We'll see how it goes with items. Alright. An interesting synergy to keep in mind is that you can actually Spirit Walk into Minotaur Stampede. I'll show you how that synergy works. But basically the Minotaur Stampede is going to use whatever your movement speed is at the beginning of the Stampede. So here I'm just going to Stampede. You notice my guy walks pretty fast. Now this time I'm going to Spirit Walk before I Stampede. You notice my guy got there almost instantly because the Spirit Walk is granting a huge amount of bonus movement speed. So you can actually initiate your fights by just Spirit Walk stampeding into a large cluster of enemies. So this time I'll try to move sort of towards the middle of these enemies. And then as I stepped into the middle of all of them, that's when I went ahead and activated my Cyclone. Cyclone has this fantastic area of effect around you. It's bigger than you'd think, even at level 1, and it gets huge at levels 2 or 3. So it's worthwhile to really try to position yourself, because then you can pull everyone to a single point, and with everyone at a single point, you can easily hit them all with your sword. Alright, this fairy is pretty good. Again, you notice I'm activating Spirit Walk just before Stampeding. That gives me a ton of extra movement speed. That lets me close the gap quickly. Stampede is a cool skill, but it can also get you killed because you have this large period of time where you're just sort of charging blindly. The shorter you can make that period of time, the less vulnerable you'll feel throughout. Alright. So finally I get a look at some items. Okay, so these items are all about skills. Neither's on sale though, so I don't feel a huge need to rush out into one. I should also note that I created a new fresh account to run this quest, so I don't have any of the unlocks. There are no unlocked item sets or anything like that. I won't buy anything for now. Nothing's on sale, it's kind of a bummer. I'll just fight the boss. Again, Spirit Walking to Stampede gets me there quickly. I should probably save my Cyclone to disrupt, but this is a boss that's usually pretty easy to fight at melee range. Only problem is when these little bars come out. I got myself hit a little there, just walking into the edge of his triple shot. Not a big deal. Okay, I could dust here, hit 3 mountains. It's a pretty good chance of revealing a gold mountain. Let's just walk the map. Again, I'm trying to get into the middle of all of these dudes so then I can finish them all off simultaneously with the sword swings. I'll keep hitting hazards. And again, keep in mind that synergy I keep exploiting. It really makes a big difference to be able to stampede in super fast. Okay, this would be another kind of nice spot to dust. I'm shocked that I haven't seen any wise men. I'm adjacent to all these mountains. This might be hard. I'm not sure I have enough damage, so let's see. Okay, so I don't quite one-shot him with my Stampede. See if I one-shot him with my Cyclone. I don't quite one-shot him with my Cyclone, so I have to be really careful if I want to get the Merciless. So if I pull everyone together with the Cyclone, that helps a lot. So that's the strategy I'm going to be using. Alright, so just have to be a little tactical with the application of my abilities to get that Merciless. The Merciless is important for the bonus gold. Okay, so this is a perfect spot to dust. I get to hit 3 mountains. Very good chance I'll reveal a gold mountain. I get to hit the jeweler. I love to dust the first set dealer that I see in any new run, because that's going to give me an idea of what sets I'm going to build, which is going to influence what support items I want to build as well. And then dusting the wise men does nothing, but that's fine. Okay, unfortunately I did not reveal a gold mountain. That's fine, however. Do I go straight into the jeweler? The jeweler's kind of on my way back to the boss, so let's go to the wise man first. Alright, Stampede on sale. I think this is actually the skill that I want the least. I don't really care about increasing the stun duration because I have this other stun in Cyclone. The 260 damage, how's that compare? Okay, so that is actually a better damage source than Cyclone, but I'd love to level up Cyclone because the stun and area of effect get insane on Cyclone, which is just great for utility. Extra stun here is not much utility. And Spirit Walk, so if I were to build around skill damage, Spirit Walk is really the skill that scales best with skill points. Although it's not, I mean, it's not a huge difference with Stampede, but you got to keep in mind Spirit Walk can apply to a large area of effect. I'm really conflicted at this point whether I'm going to be building around my weapon or my skills. I think I'm going to try to force a skill build though. The only problem with skill builds are that the Minotaur starts with really crap skill power, but you can always overcome that over the course of the Nightmare run just with item choices. So maybe I'll just buy the Stampede on sale and I'll plan on maxing out all 3 of these skills. Alright, as long as I'm running off to the side of the map. I'll go ahead and take a little extra gold here too. So I'm just using my Cyclone for disruption when this guy's going to hit me. That and Stampede. Very nice disruption. Okay, so there's the Bazaar. I only have the 1 dust, and I haven't seen the item sets in the world yet. I'll go ahead and check the Bazaar, screw it. Okay, so Eye of the Sifter is an awesome item to pick up early, especially on sale. What you do see here, though, again, is support for skill builds. So rather than building around my attack, which is very tempting, because Minotaur's got great starting attack damage, I am just going to go ahead, I'll pick up these support items. These support items, if you get them early in the game, are always fantastic. That's why I like to check the Bazaars early. Bazaars have a higher chance of showing these. You can also find these items at towns. But basically, the Eye of the Sifter is going to let me go through so many more purchase options over the course of the Nightmare run. Gnomish Dustblade is going to be, once I get a little dust, is going to be a fantastic scouting tool. You can almost use dust in place of spyglasses with the expanded range, and also you just end up incidentally hitting secondary shops all the time. I might try to dust a blacksmith, and I'll end up dusting a bazaar accidentally or a town. So it's huge value. These 2 items are just really solid for when you're building around your skills, and this Crystal Skull is going to immediately get me into a position where I have decent skill power, so my skills start to do some reasonable damage. I'll go ahead and just pick up the cooldown reduction as well, because that's going to support that sort of build. So you see now all of a sudden my skills do decent damage. Not a ton, again, because I start with crappy Minotaur stats. And I'm not going to have enough gold to visit that jeweler that I dusted, or to make much use of him. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'll just work my way back over here. Okay, I was trying to pull everyone together, kind of failed. And you see again, I'm doing a ton of damage with my skills now. So my sword is actually going to become pretty irrelevant real soon. And so I definitely want to level up my Cyclone, for example. That's going to let me stack everyone up so that I can hit them all with my Spirit Walk. And of course, it's going to be nice to do a little extra damage with my sword. Certainly in the early game, my sword is going to be a good source of damage. Alright, so you notice, oops, just ran through the blizzard. I pulled the main dude there away from his ghost buddies. That's one of the nice things you can do with Cyclone by looking away from your enemy. For example, here I pulled the archer into the middle of the map. It's good to keep in mind that you really have a lot of control over positioning your enemy with the Cyclone ability, and not to waste that. There are many fights where that's going to be a useful skill, a useful attribute of that skill, and it would be a shame to waste it by just casting Cyclone forward all the time. Okay, so again, I'm pretty much committed to a skill build. By buying these two very expensive items, neither was on sale. I'm very much committed to a skill build. So I think I'm going to move... I do need to decide which god I want. I suppose either Fuhrer or Proctus would be good. Since I do have to do all my damage at pretty close range, that means I'll get the bonus damage amplification from Proctus. Proctus will also help keep me alive. If I was going to build around my sword, I might build Sophocles instead, but I don't think I need the movement speed here. I think maybe just the extra survivability and damage amp of Proctus is better. Often I would go for Fuhrer, but with no damage amp of my own, it loses a little value. Okay, so that means I'm going to be wrecking this temple. Again, I'm just trying to get in the middle of everyone. So I took a boomerang to the face. That wasn't ideal. Sometimes when I try to stack up the enemies, I do stupid things. Okay, so let's go ahead and heal. But first I'll dust. Alright, so you see immediately just the power of that Gnomish Dust Blade doing insane scouting work for me. I see a gold mountain. I've got the town scouted, so I get to see an extra option here. Okay, I'll definitely heal up. Now, attack damage on sale, that would be very handy if I was building around my weapon, but I'm not. So actually, immediately the town is like, hey, you should have built around your weapon, but whatever. That's fine. I don't have any warp stones. It's a little scary to actually buy warp stones in the Fairy Feather Conduit this early in the game. It means I basically have no money to power up my skills. So I'm now super invested in all these like overworld boosters, but that's not all bad either. Obviously, they're going to pay dividends as the game progresses, and so I just have to be a little careful in the early game not to get myself killed. So right now, again, I have sort of a non-optimal build. I have a point in Stampede. I bought that just because it was on sale. That's the best value. I'll go ahead and visit the Bazaar without dust. It's always a bummer not to have dusted the Bazaar, but I think in this case it's worth. I guess I go Elixir of Contemplation. This is going to screw up my cooldowns, but it's going to give me really, really good skill power. And pretty soon, I'm going to just kill everything in one shot. So I do have to wait quite a while between comboing off my skills now. But when I do it, guys die. So once I get my skill power boosted a little more, it's going to be very quick. And really, what I need to worry about is boosting up my my skill level. Like if I can level up Cyclone or Spirit Walk, I should probably focus on Spirit Walk since it's the better damage source. It's going to be crazy. Now, it is problematic that I have the really long cooldowns here, but it's very nice that I have the high skill power, which means I tend to one-shot the little dudes. So as long as I can take down the big guys somewhat efficiently, I should be able to get an easy Merciless. So I just sort of stacked guys up there. Oh no, no, no! I was not paying attention to the timing, so I cost myself a lot of gold. Obviously, all I had to do was stun that guy, and that would have been an easy Merciless, but I screwed it up, and it's going to cost me. So it's tempting to go Fuhrer as my god here, just because I haven't seen Proctus yet, but over the course of a Nightmare run, I'm going to have plenty of time to pick up the god of choice. So I'll just go ahead and smash Fuhrer's Temple. I can't want Proctus. It's been a long time since I played with Proctus. Alright, I better smash this temple so I don't get my lightning bolt. Feeling pretty strong with my skills, but again, it could be better. Let's just take a look, since I haven't seen the sets in this world at all. Okay, Echo Spark Grandmaster's pretty amazing. I need to make sure to pick these two sets up, since I am building as a caster. I think Grandmaster is the more important one to get first. That's going to help me just sort of one-shot my way through normal fights. Again, I'm going to wreck this temple. There's no need to wreck the altars, but it does make it a little easier to fight. Also worth noting, it might seem like an anti-synergy to activate Spirit Walk into Minotaur Stampede, but you notice that the guy I run into actually does take the Spirit Walk damage. So it's not, you know, it looks like I kind of come up a little bit short of the enemy, but that's not really a concern with Spirit Walk. The area of effect of damage of Spirit Walk is a little bigger than your character, so even just by stampeding in and just barely grazing them, you definitely do get the Spirit Walk damage. Okay, so I'm pretty much just spamming off my skills when I get an opportunity. I'm going to pull him to the center of the map. I think it's a little easier as a melee range guy. Get my damage in when he's sort of more central. Oh, my. I did get hit. Okay. Screw it. It's really tough with the long cooldowns right now. The Elixir of Contemplation is kind of screwing up my timing, so I definitely want to pick up some more cooldown reduction items when I get the opportunity. And I'd love to have some more dust, which I could use as a scouting tool. And obviously I want to use it before I enter shops. Let's see if the bazaar's on this side of the map. So I noticed that most of the right side here was blocked by mountains, and the bazaar never spawns along the bottom of the map, so that by simply scouting these two positions, I could definitively say that the bazaar is on the left side of the map, since it's on one of the two sides always. I see Sepicles and Necras. I don't super need the Wise Man. There's actually a really good chance the Wise Man is either here or here. I'm going to hope he's over here, because I'd like to visit one. But I am going to work my way to the left edge of the map, since that will let me have a look at the bazaar. There's still a few items I would like to purchase from the bazaar. Again, my build is pretty weak right now because Minotaur has terrible starting skill power, and I've basically spent all my money on map boosters, but that will start to pay off as the game progresses. Alright, cooldown reduction. I think at full price, again, I'm so poor right now, I'm so underpowered, I need to focus on more impactful items. Oops. I have to sort of walk in the hazard a little bit over there. Again, I really wish anything other than Stampede had been on sale. I've really sort of set myself up well for the late game, but the early game is a mess. Okay, again, the Dust Booster doing insane work, scouting out the whole map for me. So there's probably a synergy there that I should be exploiting, but I haven't really been. I think as I charge in, if I cyclone guys in front, if I sort of cyclone in front of myself, I'll pull dudes into the path of my Minotaur charge, which is pretty awesome. I don't think that's always going to be like a legitimate option, but when it is, it's nice. I'll level up Cyclone here for the utility. Again, Spirit Walk is the better damage source, but being able to pull everyone in the zone together is just so nice. Makes life easy. Just interrupt his attack there with my Cyclone. Run behind him with my Spirit Walk. Just attack with my Stampede. Pull him to the center. You really have a surprising amount of control with this build. This is even with the slow cooldowns of the Elixir of Contemplation. It's very nice to have all that control from the stuns. Okay, again, I have sets I need progress on. Grandmaster's on sale is awesome. Actually, this Phoenix set, oh, I wish I had that extra gold. Man, it's amazing how much it can hurt you to screw up one treasure defense. So I could buy both of these pieces. I could buy the Echo Spark set, which I would love to have later game for spammability. And the Ring of the Phoenix. It turns out the Phoenix set actually grants some of the best stats per item piece. It has one of the weaker effects. I mean, it depends. Flying movement can be extremely useful with a melee build like this. But skill power plus 30 for 55 gold, since it's on sale, that's insane. It's crazy though, there's actually 4 sets I want here. I would love to do the Frostwalker set as well, because I will be up close and personal with my enemies. Obviously, Frostwalkers would give me the ability to slow them down. Anything that slows your enemies, since this is area of effect around me, I'm pretty much always going to be slowing the guys I'm worried about. Gives you more time to dodge, obviously. So I will go ahead and start this set on sale. I'm going to try to complete all these sets, but I'm not sure that's realistic. Okay, finally I get an opportunity to earn some favor with Proctus. Okay, let's do it. Ah, accidentally scratched the temple. It's kind of hard with the huge area of effect that I have on my Cyclone not to scratch it. But alright, so now I have some damage amp and some damage reduction. Both of those will be handy. I'm not going to visit the bazaar because I don't really have any gold. I'd like, if I have... have enough gold to buy one blacksmith piece. I guess I'll do that. So I can complete the Grandmaster set, which will be a really nice boost to my damage. But now I really, really need to... I don't know, save all my gold, I guess, for sets, since there's so many good sets in this first world. I know those same sets will not show up in the Nightmare world. So I definitely want to... pick up the Echo Spark. It's such a huge amount of damage, potentially. Oh no, I can't believe I screwed that up. It was kind of a hard hook, but I wasn't paying attention, and so I threw it at a bad time. I really should have been working more towards the right side of the map. So there's a little more gold lost. I can wreck this dude. You notice my area of effect damage on the Cyclone is insane. Now that I've got it at rank 2, I picked up that Grandmaster set. Oops. It's gonna juke him. And I did not juke him. One of the more annoying bosses to fight at melee range. I could really use a little bit of movement speed, I think. It's a little hard to dodge his attacks. Got stuck on the terrain there. It's a little hard to dodge attacks. This was a pretty clunky terrain to fight this enemy at melee range. So, but that's the sort of thing that happens. Obviously with random terrain generation. I will buy more dust. I'd like to use dust as a scouting tool. I'm not going to buy the Spyglass booster because I already have dust. The upgraded dust as a scouting tool. Let's move a little towards the side of that. Yeah, you see pulling everyone together there. Kinda insane. Let's pop the dust. See what's here. Okay, so I managed to dust both set dealers. The problem is I don't really have enough gold. I will go this way. I know that by dusting those set dealers, between that and the Eye of the Sifter, that I am going to reveal every item set. So I'm revealing 2 additional item choices in each of these set dealers, which means I can buy whatever set piece I want. I've already completed one set. I've bought all the jeweler pieces for another set, that is to say the Phoenix set. So I will go ahead and start Echo Spark and Frostwalkers. I'm really trying to build up a lot of sets. The issue, of course, is that I'm not going to have enough gold to buy them all out right away. So hopefully in the God Plane, I have enough gold and I get the opportunity to shop where I want to shop. I get to complete these sets, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to work my way over to that gold mountain before I get into the set dealer. Again, I should one-shot these guys with my skills, so it's really just a matter of sequencing my abilities correctly, not letting any big guys get away like I did last time. Got really good area of effect on the Cyclone, so it shouldn't, generally speaking, be hard to get a Merciless here, and it wasn't. Okay, again, I'm working my way to that gold mountain. I do want to wreck this temple. It was hard to wreck this temple, I had such good area of effect damage. Really focus on the temple. Make sure I kill it before the enemies. Okay. Get some gold. So, by sequencing this way, I've ensured that if a set piece is on sale, I'll be able to pick up 2 set pieces. I'm not sure that that's really going to happen. But, ooh, I could actually... I could hit the mini-boss first and then burn a teleport to come back. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Could just hit the hazard, because 160 gold will be enough for 2 pieces, so let's just do that. I'm not sure this is the optimal play, but this does preserve a warpstone. It actually gains me a warpstone too, turns out. And then we'll come back to the set dealer. Okay, so stuff was on sale. These are the 2 sets I want more. The Phoenix set I sort of started just for the stats, so I'd like to finish it, because it's going to help a bunch in that final fight with Sepicles. Remember, Sepicles can be extremely scary to fight at melee range, so that's something you should keep in mind as you develop this build. But basically I don't have a huge emphasis. Spirit Walk gives me unobstructed movement, and so you don't have a huge need for flying. Again, Spirit Walk's not always going to be off cooldown, and so it's great to be able to fly around the map. It gives me a lot more sort of general utility, but it's not strictly necessary to my mind. Easy Merciless. My skill damage has gotten really strong at this point. Alright, charge in on this guy immediately, and I'm going to pull him towards the center of the map. That gives me more dodging options. This is a pretty lucky spawn on the Phoenix. You notice there's not a ton of collidable stuff littering up the center of the map, so I can mostly just dodge this guy pretty easily. So I interrupted his charge with my charge. Not always smart. Oops, I myself a clip there. This isn't necessarily the easiest fight at melee range. I prefer to fight the Phoenix if you do have melee attacks like this. I prefer to stay close range, because if you're close range, it's easy to dodge that wave attack that is his primary attack. And then when things get dicey, as they did there, you can just go ahead and use your stuns to interrupt him. So that's probably what I should have been doing throughout most of this fight. I'm going to use the Spirit Walk to get in close. I'm going to use the Cyclone to sort of pull him where I want him. Alright, so you will see all the achievements popping off, because again, this is a fresh account. I just set the level to 30, but otherwise no achievements. Okay, so I am trying to visit the set dealers. I really need a blacksmith for Echo Spark and for Frostwalker's set. So I really just need a blacksmith. So the question is, where is he hiding? Let's move up a position and set up a dust. That will be something. A little bit of a dicey fight. Not really the kind of... Oh! Yeah, I get myself hit once it's no longer that dicey. It's not really the kind of fight you want to do at melee range. But again, with Spirit Walk, I should be able to keep myself safe most of the time. Okay, so I did not reveal a blacksmith. I did reveal lots of gold sources. Let's scout over here. Okay. Ah, there's the blacksmith. Okay, it took a lot of overworld items to find, but I know I'm going to want to build 3 pieces. I'm going to want Frostwalkers, Echo Spark, and I'm going to want to advance the Phoenix set. So that's going to require at least 240 gold. That shouldn't be a problem. Again, if I can mass everyone up... Ooh, that was a triple shot. Okay. So if I can mass everyone up, it makes it a lot easier to sort of work my way through these fights. I will go ahead and pop my healing potion now. There's no reason to hoard it. So against a scary dude like this fairy, it's very, very scary up at melee range. I'll try to just hit him with a stun. These boomerangers are actually really annoying enemies to combo with a blinker like that. Okay, on sale, I will definitely take the Cyclone upgrade. This is going to let me pull everyone together all the time. So 200, 220, 240. I'll have enough gold either way, but I'll just go ahead and fight the mini-mobs because they're pretty strong right now. Okay, I'm interrupting his arrow attack, just because I find that the more annoying attack to dodge. I'll just back off here for a second. Let my stuff cool down. Pretty comfortable clear. Okay. I'll hit the town, why not? I don't really need the warp stones. I'll go ahead and just buy the cheese. I was kind of hoping to oops. I did not mean to backtrack like that. That might have actually cost me. That was a misclick. What I was really intending to do there... was farm. Do I need to dust? I don't need to dust. I don't think. Yeah, because I've already completed one set, so the Eye of the Sifter is going to allow me to see all of the remaining sets in the world with the one additional option. So I will definitely be able to buy the set pieces that I want at the blacksmith, which is to say 1 each of 3 different sets. So I'll be doing that real soon. Okay, finally a perfect loot hook. Okay, so 1 of each. Nothing on sale, but that's fine. I now have Echo Spark and Frostwalkers, and those sets are going to make me much more powerful. At this point, my sword is doing almost nothing. Okay, so you saw I got that refresh skills from the Echo Spark. Allowed me to pretty much kill everything instantly. We'll teleport just to stay ahead of the shadow. I'll go ahead and buy the healing potion on sale. It's nice to have that as a safety net. And I hate that guy's triple attack. So I really don't have very good single target damage. That's the only problem with this build. But being able to spam off the spirit block is very nice. I need to, yeah, I should have been staying close to this dude so that I could get my slow off on him. I did let him hit me twice, so it is a little hard to dodge with my current movement speed. I do need to buy a movement speed booster item. That should be a priority for me now. I don't need any of this stuff. I do have really good burst damage. I have no gold at all. Huh. Well, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to power up in Nightmare World here. Because I am a little low on the gold scale. But let's see what sets are in this world. So, oh, and I still need to build up favor with prophets. That's something I've been forgetting to do. So, it's a little bit annoying. I really need to level up my Spirit Walk too. Having that as a more spammable skill is so key. Alright, so I'll hit the gold here. I really just want to get in the middle of everyone and spam off my business. Let's check the sets first. Okay, so Berserkers is worthless, Desolators is worthless since I'm building around skills. Tormentors would give me more area of effect damage. I think I basically don't want any of these sets. I have pretty good sets for skill power. Phenomancers would give me more staying power in a long fight, so that would be pretty nice. And it does have movement speed, so maybe I should go ahead and start that set. That'll be the only set I work on in this world. Not necessarily a great set for this build. Alright, I can just sort of spam off my abilities now. I did want to break that temple. Get a little more favor with Mr. Proctus. Finally, a loot hook that is not totally screwing me up. I should get the loot hook achievement. I like to stay to the right over here so I can get a really good angle, depending on how the guys respond. And if it's necessary to throw from the left, I can always let the enemy sort of run past me and make that adjustment at that time. So again, as I stampede in, I'm activating the Cyclone. And that's pulling everyone together. Then if my Echo Spark goes off, I have an opportunity to sort of Cyclone some more. No Echo Spark proc there, that's okay. I missed out on the opportunity to Alright, so I do need to max out my skills. I probably shouldn't have started that item set, honestly. I really don't need Minotaurs here. It is sort of a shame Echo Spark and Spirit Walk are not a great synergy, so I'm not sure that the Echo Spark is really doing that much work. Oh no. It's like, wait a second, I put myself in a position that's really hard to dodge. Not too smart. Again, I should have plenty of skill power to one-shot these guys. So it's starting to be a little bit hard to kill the big dudes, but the little guys I still one-shot with most of my skills. So it would certainly be nice if I could get just a little bit more skill power. A little more skill power or level up that Ghost Walk, because with the Ghost Walk leveled up, again, I think that should have been my top priority skills. But it just hasn't really been on sale the way I wanted it to. Anyways, with Spirit Walk leveled up, I'd have a little less trouble with these fights because I'd be dealing so much more damage. Spirit Walk is really the best damage source, because the cooldown goes down and the damage goes way up. I'll go ahead and just visit this jeweler. He does have a piece of Vino. I think it's good to get the Venomancer set. That'll let me like kite the final fight a little more. If I'm having trouble staying close to Sepicles, it sort of depends what kind of geometry there is in that final boss fight. But if the geometry is really unfavorable, I might sort of need to kite my way through that fight. I should probably also complete the Phoenix set by visiting a bazaar, because that will give me more ability to dodge in that final fight. Those are things definitely worth keeping in mind. Once you sort of get to this point in the game, you want to be thinking about the final fight, because often the God fight is the most challenging fight throughout the run. So skill power on sale, that's a huge pickup, so that's a huge boost to my damage. And at this point I should really be focused mostly on finding that bazaar. Actually, the bazaar's probably right here or right here, let's see. Okay. Unfortunately it's not in the easy to reach position. So you see again, by being real careful, I'm just watching my character as I charge in on those enemies. And as I notice that, again, the area of effect on Cyclone is huge now. Look at that blue circle. So as I notice that I'm within range of enemies throughout my Minotaur Stampede, I just go ahead and pop off that Cyclone skill. And that's super convenient for clearing everyone at once, which makes life easy. Alright, so another easy Merciless. That extra skill power really came in handy. I'll go visit this town. I always like the Frostwalker set. It's never a bad choice. Let's just go ahead and dust. I was hoping to reveal Gold Mountain. No such luck. Again, this is a great item for boosting skill power and cooldown, which are two stats that I desperately need. I don't really need anything else here. Spam ability with Echo Spark is pretty nice. So did you notice I managed to pull that mini-boss? I was very far behind him, but by activating my Cyclone at just the right time, I managed to pull even him up next to the rest of the enemies. It made it very easy to clear the entire zone at once. So you sort of want to charge towards the guy in the back line, and then you have that huge area of effect, which you can activate at just the right moment. And life is good. Okay. I really want to find the Bazaar to finish my Phoenix set. That's really going to help me dodge around in the final fight. And of course, at some point I want to finish the Venomancer set as well. Let's just go ahead and dust here. It's adjacent to a lot of mountains, so I figured maybe I'd get gold mountains, and I was lucky to reveal both. So let's just work our way that away. Really right through that whirler. It's okay, I'm about to go to a town, so I'll just go that. Nice little Echo Spark proc for the insta-clear. And heal up. Alright, cooldown reduction and movement speed. I will take that combo because I really do need just a little more movement speed for dodging. I know again that I'm going to be fighting Sepicles and he can be really scary up close. So A little bonus movement speed would be very nice. Alright, Wise Man, finally. Let's go ahead and take that Spirit Walk upgrade that I've been needing for so long. Another nice, relaxing little hook interlude. Okay, so that's an example where you sort of want to run to the left side of the formation to get off your hook, but generally speaking, if you're on the right side, you have both options open. If you just hover here on the left side of the map, and your best angle ends up being from the right, you don't really have an opportunity to go salvage that. Okay. Let's visit the town. There's probably still, there's still stuff like this cooldown reduction booster that I want. At this point, though, I think I might have all the town items that I really want for this run. So I'm going to stop trying to visit town so much. Oops. I thought that was a mine there for a second. I just stood there while he threw a boulder right into my face. Not the best move I've ever made. I'll just work my way back. Feeling pretty strong. I'm enjoying this build a lot. I sort of like any skill build with like Echo Spark, Grandmaster is just crazy spam ability. Finally got my cooldowns pretty low, so even when my Echo Spark doesn't proc, I can just spam off another skill in no time. I do want to max out proc this. It's kind of bizarre this late in the game that I haven't maxed out my god. I just haven't seen it much. So finally I have rank 3, and that's another huge damage boost. It's another effective HP boost as well. You again. Okay, so now I've got a nice low cooldown on my Spirit Walk. It means it's very easy for me to just dodge my way around this fight. Spirit Walk is amazing. I mean, again, I really think if I were to do this again, I would have just maxed Spirit Walk regardless of what's on sale, because that's really the most important skill for this build. I basically did this whole run on hard mode by not having Spirit Walk spammable. Cooldown reduction, oh, I should not have visited the town. There's really nothing left here for me. I guess that's not a terrible item, but again, Spirit Walk I really think is key to this entire build. It gives you free movement and it gives you a ton of bonus movement speed, which makes it so much easier to sort of navigate your way through any of these difficult fights. A lot of these fights are easy, you just sort of charge in and blow everything up instantly, and that's fine. But there are also a lot of these fights that are not easy, and in those fights, Spirit Walk is going to be your get out of jail free card. If you're fighting things at melee range, there's nothing better than being able to just tap a button, go into free movement mode, and, you know, free pathing through obstacles and enemies, and just be able to run circles around the enemy, reposition, get everything just right. When you're fighting at melee range, positioning tends to be so much more important, and Spirit Walk is the ultimate positioning skill. So by leveling it up, even if you're building around your sword, I think it's probably worth leveling up. It's a little more of a tough call at that point, but if you're building around skill power, it scales fantastically well. So there's no reason not to level it up first, for both utility and damage. Okay, I should find the bazaar. Wow, that was such a terrible sweep. I don't even know where the bazaar is now. We'll go ahead and scan that. Really good skill damage at this point. Okay, I'll take the Wise Man. I definitely want to max out Spirit Walk. I keep singing its praises, I still don't have it maxed out. That's just silly. Alright, let's see. So the bazaar is not on the left-hand side of the map. Wasted a lot of time over here, unfortunately. I've got crazy spam ability on my skills. It's kind of crazy. Really just spamming up the Spirit Walk with all of this skill power and cooldown reduction feels extremely powerful. I will teleport back over here. Okay, again, it should be very easy with max Spirit Walk. I can basically just do this entire Merciless Defense with Spirit Walk. Let's try that. pretty easy, in fact. Spirit Walk turns out to be a good skill. Okay, so I should just sort of brush my way to the boss now. Again, the only thing to keep in mind is what sort of skills am I going to want specifically to fight this boss. And actually this boss is one of the more annoying ones to fight at melee range. Did not quite kill that dude. Again, Spirit Walk though is key. It lets me sort of just run around this fight. This is one of the scarier bosses, A, to have Sepicles' Blessing, you notice it's moving really fast. And B, to fight at melee range, just because you do have to gap close on these little guys to kill them. But now I know where the last enemy is, so it should be easy. Okay, so a little more movement speed and health. Those might be nice priorities. I definitely need to find this freaking Bizarre. Okay, so it's not on the right side of the map. So I'm going to the left side of the map. Oh, and I accidentally teleported right onto it. That's okay. Okay, set complete. So now I've got free pathing all the time, even when Spirit Walk is on cooldown. Question is, do I want an Elixir of Balance? I don't really want Proctus' statue. I'm not using attack damage, although the health would be nice. Attack damage and skill power, it's okay. Elixir of Balance, would that actually be good here? It would make my cooldown reduction insanely high. So I think with any skill build, there is the issue that I don't really want attack damage and attack speed. I haven't done anything to sort of amplify those. But this would make my cooldown reduction so low that I could just probably non-stop cast all of my skills. It would be kind of ludicrous. I don't think I need to do that. I do think you should try this sometime. When you have a crazy stat like 919, just go ahead and pick up the Elixir of Balance and just see how fun it is to have like 400 cooldown reduction. But I don't think that's necessary right now. Let's just work my way back towards the boss. So let's go over here. Okay, what do I need? I need the Venomancer's Boots. So I'll go ahead and complete that set. I'm done with sets. Is there anything I really want? I really want that Wise Man. Why not? Why not put another point in Stampede? That's always good for damage. I'll just cut through the town in case there's something I want here. I mean, the boots, so health and movement speed, those are going to be really handy in the final fight. Not strictly necessary in my opinion, but always handy. I will take the upgrade here. Got Stampede maxed out, that's just another extra bit of damage. Okay, so this is a really scary position to fight that guy in. I was going to charge in on him, but then I realized I was just going to trap myself in the top left corner. That's kind of scary. Little extra attack damage. Not really worth it. Again, using Spirit Walk into Stampede is an important thing to keep in mind. It lets me get on top of those enemies before they get off their initial attack, which means that obviously I'm much safer. I think I just let that guy. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I might have let him get away, but okay. Again, you remember how I fought this guy? I just kind of want to keep him in the center of the map, and the straight circles around him. And then when things are going bad, I either want to Spirit Walk, or like right there, I stunned him because he was doing his 8-way attack, and that's a little harder to dodge at melee range. Otherwise, I just sort of walk back and forth. Spam off my Spirit Walk for a little extra damage there. Spirit Walk for positioning again. Spirit Walk for positioning, and stun in. Nice, clean. Clean and clear and under control. Alright. Bazaar is on the left side of the map. Let's go find it. Ain't afraid of none of these guys. Let's move here. There's a very good chance I would have revealed the Bazaar there. Unfortunately, I did not. So I'm going to work my way back to that town. Hopefully by a dust, because I don't want to visit the Bazaar without dust. So there's some dust. Attack speed, movement speed. Alright, 25 skill power, I'll take it. It's unlikely that there will be two things I want to purchase at the Bazaar. I do know just by the process of elimination where the Bazaar is now. In case it's not obvious, I've revealed all of the right side of the map. I've revealed all of the left side of the map except here, so it's got to be there. So let's go ahead and dust it. I feel like I've had a ton of these treasure defense minigames. Easy Merce. Check out this place. Okay, so I could amp up my attack speed. I could get the opportunity to refresh one of my skills. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have. Let's see what gives me the best stats. So movement speed's nice. Skill power's nice. Skill power and movement speed, that's definitely what I want. Okay, so a little more skill power, a little more movement speed. Obviously I don't care about the favor with Necros. Let's just go ahead and fight the boss. It's been long enough. Okay, so the key to this boss, he's really, really scary when he's charging. I noticed there's a big chunk of open map. This is probably where I want to stay. It gives me the most dodging opportunities. But I've set myself up really well for this fight. I've got 133 movement speed. I've got 925 health, along with the 20% damage reduction from Proctus, so I can take quite a few hits. I've got good damage sources with my skills. All of my skills are maxed out in terms of the Wise Man. And so I just need to keep in mind, Spirit Walk is going to be my safety feature. I don't want to use it strictly for damage. I'm going to use my Minotaur Stampede for damage. I'm going to probably use my Spirit Walk for damage when my Cyclone is up only. If my Cyclone is up, that means that I can always just spam off the Cyclone to stun him if he's coming in hot. I will go ahead and start the fight though with the Spirit Walk into Stampede like I was doing. Okay, so again, I have to be careful dodging this, but I'm always going to keep my Cyclone up as sort of a get out of jail free. Okay, so I used it there. Now I just backed off. Okay, so this time I use Spirit Walk to sort of run away. Spirit Walk again. Okay, easy stun and nice clean. Okay, thanks for watching. That was the Minotaur's quest. I hope that was helpful. I don't know that building around skills is the best way to do it. I think it's very debatable. I think building a lot of skill power and cooldown reduction, just being able to spam off Spirit Walk and Cyclone, and of course the Stampede, you just have so much more control with all those stuns. I think it's a great way to build. I also think you could build just around the attack, but you're more dependent on dealing damage continuously over time, which means that final fight with Sepicles is going to be really scary. If you don't have your Spirit Walk leveled up at all, so it has a higher cooldown, if you don't have any cooldown reduction, you're not going to have much ability to interrupt Sepicles' attacks, and so I think it's a lot scarier to fight him. I do think you want to pick up items like the Frostwalkers that's giving you area of effect slow. I think you want to pick up stuff like the embodiment of the Phoenix if it's available, which is going to let you path. If you're not picking up something like Phoenix that lets you path through difficult stuff, you'll definitely want to level up Spirit Walk for the utility. So there's the Minotaur's quest. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching.